sell out Iran and Taiwan. Is this chud stuff going on? Is it another distraction? Because I'm like, dude came out of nowhere, and it's like pulling people of color into some bullshit for nothing. Because all for social media clicks. It's seeming like it's a distraction though. What y'all got going on today? Trump fresh off his Beijing visit. Did he sell out? I don't know why they try to make George Floyd a factor. George Floyd, in my opinion, was a dope fiend that got caught up in national headlines. He don't even know the impact that he had, nor would he probably care, because everybody was you know what I mean. Everybody was forced to well, everybody won't force. Everybody got behind the George Floyd situation, which I didn't understand it. Like, okay, the police was wrong, but I still say if he wouldn't have been putting himself in that drug situation, it would have. You know what I mean? He had drugs in his mouth, only doing some counterfeit money. It's so much, and then we will get behind this George Floyd shit, but when other shit that was really pertinent and important to the culture, we ignored it. You know what I'm saying? We ignored a lot of shit that was important to the culture, but we was ready to go to war, go to battle with the George Floyd situation. China said they'll work with the United States as equals. Ain't that some shit? Almost as they're allowing the United States to still claim the super power title. Because I'm telling you, they lost a lot of respect with that Iranian move. The Trump administration lost a lot of respect. And like I was saying, what if China and the United States went ahead and tied rags? It's not far fetched. You know what I mean? They don't always have to be at odds. You know what I mean? And you know the old adage, if you can't beat them, join them. You know what I'm saying? It might be that situation, whether it's on the Chinese point of view or the United States point of view. You can't beat them, join them. You know? Smash that like and share me out. Make sure you take the poll as you come in. 6 of y'all are here now. Go tap the screen. It's free. It's not the electric chair. It would not shock me. How's your day? Did Trump and China sell out Iran and Taiwan? Is Chud a distraction? Obama 2028? And who divided America? Just pick one. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know? Yeah, the situation with Trump and China, you know what I'm saying? It don't have to be that they're sunning him or he's sunning them. They could be about to do the awesome twosome on the world. You know, they might agree to divvy the world up. France and Great Britain did it with the Middle East. That's how you got all this shit going on in the Middle East right now. France and Great Britain. You know? Shit, the Saudis are a created tribe. You know what I mean? Their granddaddy had bucked on the British and the French back in the day, and they needed somebody to that could consolidate and need be fight. So they went and got the Saud dude and put him in power. They're not princes and kings by birth. They're princes and kings by declaration of, you know what I mean, Great Britain and France. They're just some Arab Africans to me. The Saudis, the United Arab Emirates, Yemen's, all of those people are just, you know what I mean, Dubai, all that shit is Arab Africans. Smash that like. Now that y'all in here, man. Double tap the stream. Share me out. What's your opinion? Did Trump and China sell out Iran and Taiwan? I'm telling you, they don't really need Taiwan no more for those chips. because China got the rare earth minerals that, I mean, they so essentially when they deal with Taiwan, they deal with China anyway. But they don't need Taiwan because AMD and Nvidia has chip making facilities now located in the United States and southwest, the southwestern part. So all they need is a delivery of that rare earth mineral from China. You know what I mean? Tyrod, what's up with you? Thanks for that like too, fam. You know what I mean? Thanks for that like. What you getting into, Rob? What you getting into? Heard anything on the Donald Trump visit? What you think about the Chud, the builder dude, man? I think he was a distraction. You know what I mean? Because he was doing too much shit that it's sort of like for the last month he had been trending, and that's the only thing I saw that was gonna happen. That one of these somebody was gonna clip him, or he was gonna end up um having to kill somebody to defend if he really was about that what he was talking about. I didn't see it ending good, a successful I didn't see him getting no money like Mr. Beast or anybody off all this bullshit. I saw him get somebody run across a beast and getting whooped up. Trump said Zai is central casting. What does that mean, Mr. Rick? Trump said him and Xi Jinping is good friends. I know it won't. The real Trump ain't talked to Xi Jinping, and the real Xi Jinping ain't talked to Trump. They probably had body doubles. They both probably had body doubles. But I'm still trying to figure out what deals were made. They took 16 oligarchs over there with them because they had some of the most rich and wealthy and influential men on the planet. That would have been the perfect time to stage any. I mean, so I know it was heavily body doubles and now I mean test tube motherfuckers in that fucking meeting. Smash that like 13 of y'all in here. Double tap the stream, man. It's free. It's not the electric chair. It will not shock me. But yeah, all of them was probably acting. Trump stay acting. Out of the Trump assassination attempts, do you think any of them were staged events? Rob, Ty Rob, it was out of all the Trump assassination attempts. Do you think at least one of them was a staged event? If not all of them, I seen a poll and it said that 1 out of 3 Americans believed that all of them was staged events. And then the runner up was some people that they believed that at least one of them was a staged event. You never got muted. Maybe you was writing too fast. You know this shit on slow motion, fam. So that when you do write something, I can read it and maybe give you a quicker response. It's on slow motion. That's what it is. It'll So YouTube gives you a certain amount of letters to text your rebuttal. So I would say, what I mean, use it wisely. I got it on slow motion. I like to read the comments. I don't want to just zoom. Narcissists just wanted to zoom and they'll probably curse somebody out if they see one of them that somebody's calling them poker face or some shit. What motherfucker? You know what I mean? But yeah, I got it on slow motion for intelligence and scholars. You know what I mean? Because we politic and we, what I mean, we ain't arguing, debating. We're just holding a conversation. Your opinion is your opinion and it's greatly appreciated. That's why I want to, make sure that I don't want to miss nothing. But yeah, Mr. Rick, what you think though? You think China and United States, the Trump administration, them got together and said, let's go ahead and split this motherfucker up? Because that's what happens when it's beef like that. Like you know what I mean? They might as well go ahead and split up everything. You take everything, blah, 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 and I take, because both of these countries, my country that I'm in, United States, and also China, are on an initiative to bolster their economy. China is on their what they call it the Silk Road Initiative, where they're gonna have a port and a link up to make some money in every money making point on the planet. And the United States is also trying to, Donald Trump is on that "Make America Great Again." Now, who knows? Maybe the first 24 months of his presidency was setting up the play, and then the last 24 months he's gonna be running the ball and executing shit. And I mean, smash that like y'all. It's now that y'all in here, man. Double tap that screen and share me out, man. But yeah, Trump, man, he's a character. I will say that. I see Obama making his rounds too, because Obama was in Canada, which is strange, but who knows what was he doing in Canada? He still is a senior statesman, right? I'm telling you, they might have got together. We look, everybody looking for them to go arguing, or a lot of people don't like Trump, so they want to see him hit his head or slip on a piece of ice, or say something crazy so we can laugh at him. But Trump might have went over there because remember, it's the Trump administration. Trump took a whole entourage with him. He might have went over there and said, let's do this. Psychology, how to tell your children how much you hate them. Answer, interracial marriage. Ask any interracial child the secret of hearts, and they will say, no one cared about me. Well, it doesn't go by race for interracial marriage, because that goes by the parents. Just because that doesn't make no sense. If a parent didn't love them, that was on them. Know what I mean, that's how some ducks can love motherfucking dogs, or dogs can love ducks, because it's in you to be a parent. That it ain't because of what color you are and who you marry. It's in you. If you're not a good parent, you're just not a good parent. You feel me? Psychology, how to tell your children how much you hate them. Answer. That sounds like a personal thing, and that's your name too. Personal NA. Yep. You got to deal with that, fam. I say keep seeking counseling if you have, and if you haven't, I say seek counseling, because that's some serious shit right there. It don't go by if you marry somebody. It's a lot of mixed marriages, not in this day and age anyway. Like the swirl is a swirl. You know what I mean? They date them they them, and them they them. So it ain't no, you know what I'm saying? So if you did feel some kind of way about how your parents treated you, it wasn't the race. It was, they just ain't know how to love with you, I guess. Barbara Vertley, can you tell me 3 reasons why you love President Trump? Not the debate, just to figure out where an American is and what your opinion is. Greatly appreciated. Give me 3 reasons why you love President Trump, Barbara. Smash that like. And what's your opinion on Trump going to China? You think him and Xiao Jinping um got it together and formulated a plan to split the world up or something? Probably so. I'm telling y'all, business is business, and Chinese people are business. And y'all say Donald Trump is the best businessman. It makes me chuckle when I hear somebody come and say Donald Trump is the most intelligent man on the planet. You say Donald Trump is the strongest man you know. You must don't know your husband or your daddy or your uncle, or the dude across the street that always hold his family down and you admire him. Why do you say Trump is the strongest man you know? Is that physical, or is that his mental capabilities? Can you give me a little clarity on why you say Trump is the strongest man you know? He's a strong man in his politic. He's going at it like a Ceausescu, a Fidel Castro, a Putin, even, being a strong man, because he's not in unison with Congress and Senate. He's going over them, behind them, above them with executive orders. So that's the strong man you're talking about. But can you explain to me why you say he is the strongest man you know? They were all strong, man. So Barbara, why is he the strongest man you know? I mean, pray tell. Smash that like, y'all. Shut me out. Oh yeah. He's sucking the titties of Israel. That's crazy. Trump garbage, says Raphael Brown. What's up, man? And what's up, Raphael Brown? Barbara says, I had no strong men in my life. That's why, how can you, so how do you know when a man is truly strong then? Is that why you is Trump giving you the father that you always wanted? What's your demographic? Are you black Republican, white Republican, female black Republican, female white Republican, Latino Republican, MAGA? What do you consider yourself? Far right, existentialist, democratic socialist? What's your political affiliation? Cozy. For sure it's on slow mode. You feel me? So that, you know what I mean, I can read slow mode. You know, when they got it all fast, you can barely see, you know what I mean, with your people. I what is strong. I don't understand, Barbara. But yeah, Cozy, once again, I'm gonna explain this. It's on slow mode because I want to make sure I don't miss nothing. You in the middle with it, man. Okay. So you say some of the stuff Donald Trump is doing you in agreement with, but some of it you're not. What can you name some of the things, man, that you're not in agreements with? I mean, smash that like, double tap the stream. There's 22 of y'all in here. Tap, tap. That's all it takes. So you give the thumbs up so that we can, I mean, we're trying to reach 100 before the end of this live stream. Can you help us make that possible? Steve, what's up with you, homie? Hello, my fellow Americans. I'm glad you're in slow mode. I can actually read it. Right. Steve, come on now. A lot of people don't know that all these countries capitulated to Trump in 2017. So I think we're just watching a movie right now. Who capitulated to Trump in 2017? Antonio Yunez. What's good with you, family? Welcome back in. I know what is strong and what is not. Okay. What's going on, Nicole Thoughts? What's up with you? I'm gonna post your link to the top. How you, Nicole? Make sure y'all get over there and check out Nicole's thoughts too. She got some dope affirmations, dope commentary. Finger pop that like button. Ah, and it helped the Israels and helped the Satan. I thought Israel was God's peoples. Your cozy says I'm 50-50 with Trump, as well as he did some good things and the other things, especially the trade wars with Canada and Mexico, not really a smart decision. Okay, I'll go for it. Did you hear about the 36 Republicans voted against banning child marriage? Nah, that's not really one of my things that I'm interested in. So I probably didn't hear about it. What, you know what I mean? Because that puts me in a box. I'm trying to hear about the making America great again as a whole, not just interest based. Because it keeps me standing still. I got to keep revolving and looking over here and checking on this, checking on that. I'm really more involved in can we do as American citizens until Donald Trump gets himself together and come on, jump in the car with us, making America great again. What can we do as American citizens? Once we realize the divide, how can we seam that up? You know what I mean? What's the greatest show on earth? What is that? The Bottom Bailey, Ringling Bailey Brother Circus. Smash that like. They shouldn't, Steve, but if you go by the old rules, remember your grandmothers, great grandmothers, they got married pretty young. And that was out of economic necessity too, partially. Knowing Trump, I wouldn't doubt probably lied to China in the deal he made with them, time to impeach long overdue, says BB Doodles. What's up, BB Doodles? Smash that like. But knowing Trump, right? Trump is but you know what? The Chinese guy probably lied to him too. Zay, whatever his fucking name is. He probably lied to Trump too. Trump don't pander to no groups of people, not even his own. Well, guess what? A lot of Bantu tribes perform that same ritual. So I mean, to back them is to back somebody's religious belief. You have to accept somebody's religious belief, and because one cannibal to us may be a religious holy man, to them, you know, we got to stop trying to ban everything that we don't believe in, or we you know what I mean, because you don't believe in it and you don't agree with it doesn't mean it has to be bad. That means do you, and you know what I mean, My grandmother got married at 14. My grandfather was 13 at the time. Wow, Steve. See what I'm saying? Trump is not for Americans. He is for making more money for himself. I go for that, Antonio Yanez. That's true. Mr. Rick says the greatest show on earth. It shows you where all these countries capitulated to Donald Trump in 2017. Nah, I don't have Rumble. See, I don't like enough interest-based sites. The interest in the site is to Donald Trump is the product, and the product has to look bad. So of course they're going to get you all of the footage, all of the pinpointing, showing you this stuff that Donald Trump it has to be looking good if they're saying all of the countries that capitulated to him. Capitulated in what and for what in 2017? 2017, Donald Trump was just getting his feet wet on a political, I mean, at the executive office. He didn't really, you know what I mean? It all seemed like it was making a movie of his life or something, right? It wasn't no really politics like it's going on now. When he came in, he came in running and gunning, making moves, fucking shit up. What country did they come from? Latvia, Lithuania, Kazakhstan. Where'd your people come from, Steve? Belarus? Smash that like. Tom Cornell, did you smash that like? Double tap the screen. It's free, fam. Oh, Hazard County. That no, the Dukes Hazard County on the Dukes of Hazard was in Georgia, right? Okay, I see you said county. What's going on, Jesse Johnson? You think Trump and China conspired against Taiwan and Iran at this meeting in Beijing? And how many of y'all believe that at least one of those assassination chips on Trump's life was a staged event? Even if it's room to say was one of them a staged event, that means all of them was to me. No president has to go through what Trump went through. What did Trump go through that no president have to go through? Name one thing that Trump went through. Trump is an idiot. His soul is rotten, and it comes out in everything he says. Right? I say he got to get his he be talking cash shit to them fucking reporters, man, and it's not right. You say they were all staged, Antonio. Okay. China is making a deal with Trump's son Eric and Eric Jr. for those Trump cell phones. Well, everybody that was with Trump need those cell phones in a certain way, or though that mineral, that rare earth mineral that China has the lock on. But those cell phones, like, why did y'all want a Trump cell phone anyway? Antonio, that's you on your wedding night on your profile pic or your prom night. You look fairly young on that joint, Tony. Y'all look very beautiful though. Very handsome young man. Dope picture. What's going on, Gator? Waiter. China is making a deal with Trump's son Eric. Oh, I did not even see one of my number one stunners had said that. Gator Waiter. I also read that Zelensky has been nominated for 2026 Nobel Peace Prize. Why Zelensky? You know what? He already won a bunch of awards like the European versions of Grammys and all that type of shit in for Oscar awards for playing the president in the time of war, and now he's actually still playing the president in time of war in real life. Zelensky, Google it. He was an actor, like shit. You got what today, King Mike? Your Trump phone. Can you make a video, King Mike, and send it to my Gmail, and I'll post it of the Trump phone. I want you to probably make a phone call on it or do something. Make a video. Can I get a video out you? If I need to pay you, I will. Right, Seven Gator. I want to know what Trump has went through. Okay, salute. Congratulations, Antonio. You know what, Antonio? Where you been at? You used to come in here all the time, didn't you? Salute, man. Are y'all still married? Trump phones. Yeah, that shit gonna be worth some bread. Take a picture. Send me a video of it, King Mike. Come on, man. I would never probably see one of them shits. I should have bought one, man. Yeah. 20. Oh shit. You were OG with it. You was young on that picture in that white. That's what it is. Salute, man. Salute. 21 years. Sending nothing but blessings on that. What's the secret? Antonio, what's your secret? 21 years. Republicans are traitors to America and the Constitution, says Dribble. What's going on, Dribble? It's more like Nazi memorabilia, dude. That stuff is worthless today. I off the burn, same as your cell phone in 20 years. Sammy Gator, no, it's gonna have a resale. It's gonna be sort of like all that Kanye West shit. You know, I got some Kanye West Jones in there right now. He was selling them for 200. I brought them on the low on the site, but in the future, them shit's gonna the resale of them. Just like the those watches that's coming up with the pocket watches, those AP watches that's coming out now. I'm thinking they tricking y'all. They putting them out as a pocket watch, but you could tell the way the watch body looks that it's going to be able to pop right into a plastic band. I bet you they because it what the people was looking for and what they brought was totally different. The people was looking for that AI watch they showed. Everybody was showing that AI watch, but then they came with some pocket watch shit. But I bet you those pocket watches flip out and go into watch bands. Okay, let me see. You said it'd be a kickback. How much are those Trump sneakers worth now? Right, King Mike, send me a video of the outside to my BMC the formula at uh gmail.com. My Gmail is on my page too. Also, and you can say, hey, yo, this King Mike, boom, I got my Trump phone. Blah, 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 shout out BMC. Look out for me, King Mike. Don't disrespect my president. The socialist Democrats and their mentality change to supporters are the biggest threat to America. Okay, Rick, that's what it is. I've been around, fam, just been a little busy. Okay, that's what it is. Regarding Cena and regarding China and Taiwan, are we guessing at this point? Nah, because you see that it was a veiled threat to Donald Trump given by Xi Jinping saying, you know what I mean? Basically, what he was saying to me, as I took it, don't fuck with Taiwan when we fuck with them, or it's gonna get dirty. Keep it, you know what I mean? Keep it gully, man. Right, Gator. But yeah, I say Trump fall back from the shit anyway because Taiwan never declared themselves fucking independent of China. It just was Chiang Kai-shek and them ran that when Mao Zedong and them flipped. It doesn't matter if you went to a blue puppet school, Russell. It starts in the home. Did your parents install any kind of education or read any books with you, or did you have any? I mean, it starts in the home. And Mr. Rick, can you tell me why you think that Obama um divided America? And Mr. Rick, you know what, Mr. Rick, the other day you was making some good points, so I think I need you in the think tank. Y'all do know to be a moderator, you don't have to kick nobody out the room or get on anybody for voicing their opinion. I'll decide that I have my moderators are all super intellectual, super independent, super free thinking. No matter whether it's conspiracy theory or whatever you think and it's your opinion, and I feel like it's genuine what you believe in. That's who I give a moderator to. You know what I mean? I do the hiring and firing around here. You know what I mean? So you don't even worry about it having them maintain people in the chat screen because some people can be outlandish. Some people I can tell when somebody that's generally weaponizing what they're saying. Some people just say a lot of shit because it's the internet. But then again, it's those wicked motherfuckers that I can smell them a mile away. You know what I mean? But salute. Yeah, that's who I give up moderation to. Everybody that's like intellectuals that can just conversate without weaponizing their thought, but still, you know what I mean, maintain whatever they believe in. You know what I mean? Obama was a total fucking joke. Okay. I'm glad he didn't do nothing like this. I'm glad he didn't. But what he did was he didn't do anything for you or me. And my he did it for the LGBTQ community because they supported him. That's all good, Antonio. I just like, you know what I mean? In the game of life, you must always hold your ground and stand on your beliefs. And that's true, Barbara. Always stand for what you believe in. Russell Dixon, I went to a public school and I educated myself afterwards, both higher education and self studies. I don't see what high school education would matter of today besides, right, Seven Gator. And I commend you for that. You know what I mean? The search for knowledge doesn't end all be all in public school. That's only going to be the indoctrination of what they want you to know and what they consider you should know to be indoctrinated as an American citizen if you know anything. That's why they don't give a fuck about feeding them kids, and all they care about is if those kids can open up a book and see that Christopher Columbus came over here, George Washington was the, Abraham Lincoln, um, Theodore Roosevelt ran up World War One, Archduke Ferdinand, Hitler World War Two. You know what I mean? Indoctrinations. Game changer. I'm sorry, I just got here, but Trump is not God. He started to act like he think he is. He been acting like that game changer. He been on that shit. I just hate the way when I see him talk to fellow Americans with like he be talking to them like they not shit. Like really, dude. Russell says I was jumped at 12, left with hearing loss. I quit going to school, but I had a decent career. Okay, what's your career? Why did they jump you at 12? And did it scar you? Like give you PTSD? I don't think that we should just learn about U.S. history. I think we should learn about history. That's just my opinion, and that's true indeed, Antonio. U.S. history, is just a grain of sand in a big ass barrel. Even doctors still learn new things every day. They should legitimately tell people we all should never stop learning. Exactly, Seven Gator. And you know what's so crazy? Because just because they're a doctor, that doesn't mean they're learned in everything. Because maybe a lot of these doctors would be like truck drivers. The only thing they can talk to you about is axles and dumping and triaxles and you know what I mean. And the doctor, all he can talk to you about is lobotomies, phlebotomies, and you know what I mean, medical talk. But to be well rounded, and because it's some people. I've been watching this joint 20 students and 20 teachers, stuff like that, where they go these trivial pursuit type of videos where they answer questions and they get a prize of $1,000. And then I had watch one from people from all walks of life. In the end, the last two people that was standing was he was in the medical field, say maybe transporting medical waste or something like that. And the other dude was he a tech support? No, it was tech support and it was something to do with, you know what I mean, the internet. But it doesn't matter. The doctors are smart in a particular field to be a doctor. They might not know shit about, horticulture or anything like that. FYI, President Trump took only one. Man, everybody takes $1, dude, and donate that shit. They'll get it back in the back end when they first do their first presidential library or whatever they call that shit. They get all that money back. That's why I'm here. I've learned quite a bit. Where I was 18, I know everything now. I got older, I realized I'm pretty stupid. Right, Steve? It's always good to learn, man. Russell Dixon, why I'm sorry you got your hearing loss. I again don't believe that he has any connection to not furthering your own education. After the bell rings, it's honestly upsetting to see you use it as some form of an excuse. Not trying to hate about that. It just makes sense based on how our world is to organize. The education system is set up to fellas, right? But the education system is set up that you can go off and learn on your own. Also, your school is your school. Complete that, get that paperwork and that indoctrination. But if you really want to know some shit, take time in your own, I mean, free time and study and find out what's really going on. I truly believe if people knew more about each other and what they've been through, people would be more understanding. True game changer, but seemingly when people know more about what people been through and about them, sometimes they weaponize it. So some people are reluctant to open up or share things because shit, they weaponize anything. Right? He want power. Money ain't shit. Money is made. Power is seized, kept. Know what I mean, cannonball. Ooh, rah! What's going on with you, homie? What you been up to? Chilling, fam. How you doing, Candy? How you doing? What's that 300 though? But Cannon, what you think about Trump going over there meeting up with the Chinese premier? You think they cut the world up? It's a new world order now? Things have changed on the sides. Remember they used to thump, now they blast, ride, smash that light. Game changer, yeah. That's why I'm not trying to hate. I'm trying to make a point that anyone can learn more about the world, cultures, geopolitics, spelling. Yeah, on their own. Again, if I had a decent career, I'm not complaining. I'm comfortable and with folks using a spelling. But some people have made a career of it. You know, they say plumbing is like one of the top five jobs, being a plumber, dealing in some shit. Decent career. It's all about what you looking for in life and what you did with the money you did receive, and you might have made had a decent career with some sound investments. Overworked and underpaid, Cannon. I feel you, family. What part of the country you in right now, Cannon? I feel you. Gator, I didn't think you were hating. I totally agree with what you said. Salute, game changer. That's what it is. Donald Trump is hypnotic. Texas. Okay, okay. Texas damn near his own country and California. I'm a black conservative that has lived through a lot of promises made to the black people by the Democrats, made to black people by everybody, Barbara. Name somebody, name a Democrat or Republican that has done anything for black people. And matter of fact, name a Democrat Republican that has done anything for anybody. You know what I mean? Any American. That's what we got to stop separating ourselves into the box, Barbara, of being a black. That's you're conservative, and you know what I mean. And when they do something to help Americans, you'll fall under that if you just keep start consider yourself as an American. Not it. You know what I mean? What did Abraham Lincoln do? Abraham Lincoln didn't want to free the slaves. The slavery part of it was because Russia had gave money to the Union, and the Union repaid them by freeing the slaves and then giving them that cheap deal on Alaska. You know what I mean? But the Union, but you know what I mean, the Union, because Russia had just freed their they didn't have slaves. They had what were they calling theirs? Not peasants, not because it was under the serfs. Serfs. It was under the feudal system, sort of like sharecropping. Know what I mean, but the monarchy owned everything. Everything was the king's land. You know what I mean? As an immigrant from the Philippines and neutralized, why can't we all just be Americans, right, Cannon? And that's for sure. Shout out all my Filipino. We got a hell of a Filipino community around here. One of my OGs, he probably like 90 years old. I see him every day. You know what I mean, in the hood. OG. I mean, shout out all my, you know what I mean, Filipinos, man. They are an intricate part of our country too. It's a wonder that we don't have a lot more of them in politics and stuff like that. Philippines after World War II, when we kind of took over like a sort of like this the way we got Puerto Rico, Philippines, you know what I mean, are closely associated with by way of the Navy too. Tom I have a plumber friend and the dude indeed made bank 10 years into his practice. Stoked for him. Right. That shit makes money. Lincoln was for slavery. All those white people was for slavery. It was just for different reasons. They was for making more money as opposed to that. Know what I mean? Because that's all they know. That's why they be stuck on it. Frederick Douglass sucks, man. He was a plant. Frederick Douglass sucks. I don't agree with you. He ain't do shit. He was just an orator. He was a glorified mouthpiece. Just somebody was paying him to make one side look better than the other side. He ain't do nothing for black people. Frederick Douglass sucked, man. Yeah, the Navy, they wild. Shit, I live right next to the largest naval base in the world. Yeah, we passed that stuff, Janet. Thank you for pulling us back. Yeah, as we get older or as we get worldly, and once you get a job that has a bunch of people in it, you like racism. You know what I mean? Why am I racist? She got a fat ass just as well as she has one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you want to go to the base level of it. There's no need in America. It's kind of it makes you look like a fucking dinosaur when you're racist in America these days. As we get older, our circle gets smaller too. The purpose of the Civil War was because the people in the North who had the corporations and warehouses wanted the people in the South to pay more. I mean, well, to pay more in taxes, and the people in the South wanted them to pay more for the re-up, which they had. They had all the raw materials. They wanted them, the people. That's what it was about. It wasn't about slavery. They ain't go to war over no slavery. Go Google what the Civil War was about. You'll find you'll be like, damn, slavery was just an afterthought in that shit. What's up, Janet Carter? Oh, he's a CB instructor stationed in California. Okay, he in Dago. Okay, okay, okay. So did you ever get one of those cool jackets from him, the green jacket with the little that B logo? Oh no, you know what? You with that anchor, that globe, and that eagle, so you ain't even worry about it. That CB logo is dope too, Cannon. Right, Seven Gator. It was just not about no fucking slavery. Slavery came into play because a lot of slaves saw their time to, you know what I mean, break free. Like when they went to Fort Monroe in Virginia to Comfort Point and asked the commanding officer there to take possession, and they was looked at as chattel, as like somebody's car. Hey, we're going to take possession of this car because it's illegally. You know what I mean, 4-H. They still got the 4-H club. Yeah, black men was in every war that the United States had, even before there was the United States. Remember, they say Crispus Attucks was the first person to die in the skirmish for freedom, Revolutionary War in Boston. Crispus Attucks was a free black man. John Hanson was the president of the United Continental Congress before George Washington. George Bush was the first president after the beef with Britain and all that. But John Hanson was a black man that was, I mean, president of the Continental Congress. Smash that like y'all. But yeah, they still got 4-H. The rich people in charge cared about race, same as today. No one else truly does. They programmed to believe it from birth. It wouldn't have happened unless they were instructed to believe it. Right. And also, you know that the y'all not looking at this, but the Civil War was the rebirth of the United States again. Because when they had the Civil War, they broke away, and those states weren't the same states like Virginia. Even they had 64 counties separated, become West Virginia, and it was a whole new world order. The United States hasn't stayed consistent for 250 years. It's been the breakup with and after like was it 100 years, 1860s, the breakup and the regrouping and reorganization of it. Because remember, those states were considered rogue states, and then to be brought back into the union, they had different government, different laws, different, I mean, requirements. To these states that were seemingly rogue states, And that was a new world order right there that we know. I ain't never heard nobody even realize that it was the United States damn near reset itself with the Civil War, because you know what I mean, the reunion, the reconstruction era. You know what I mean? Nobody never thought of that. That was a whole, and even the way we was a world power, they looked, we was looked at different after the Civil War. Do you think you are educated, young brother? But there's a lot of you need to learn. I'm not. Are you talking to me, Barbara? I'm not that young. Are you talking to me, Barbara? Barbara, everyone needs to learn. I'm sure. Yep. And you missed that point when I said after years of school, doctors still need to learn. Yeah, because it's shit they need to learn that they probably only learn shit about whatever particular doctor they are. If you're a feet doctor, motherfucker might just know feet. You know? Okay, okay. Butler County, Ohio. I've been teaching 4-H for about 10 years. And Steve, for people that don't know, can you explain what the 4-H's is? I'll be 56 Monday, and I've seen all types of racism in my life. I even being white, I grew up in the projects and I saw how blacks were treated just because of their color. Crazy. Right, game changer. Which projects did you grow up in? If you could be so candid. You know what I mean? But game changer, then I mean, just from your text, I could tell that we seen it from the same um point of view. Maybe not the same eyes, but the same point of view. You know what I mean? The 80s and the crack epidemic, and even in the 70s with the pimping and all that stuff, the degradation of the black community. Into the 90s when it was the, you know what I mean, the I mean, the New Jack Swing era. Barbara got a PhD and know it all, but she got a bachelor's degree and know nothing. Antonio Yanez, 1836, Texas wanted to separate it from Mexico because they wanted to bring slavery. Mexico said no, and Texas didn't agree with Mexico, since that's the reason why there was a war between. Right. And also, Mexico was trying to get their independence from France at the time, also. Maximilian, remember Maximilians, and it's a lot of, Mexico during that they was damn near gonna be a state, because even after the Confederate War, a lot of people that was involved in the Confederate War, in the Civil War, on the Confederates went to Mexico, because Mexico used to be Mexico, and what we call Guatemala, Honduras, the Yucatan Peninsula, Belize, all that stuff was Mexico. And a lot of people that participated on the southern side of things just went further south and still continue to conduct business with the America as a whole. You know what I mean? Nothing withstanding. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party is lost right now, fam. Everybody was profiting off of slavery. They did it as more as what the world was looking at the United States, because the sale of slaves from Africa had been abolished, but still they had went to the homegrown. Still, the laws were there, the slavery. So it was fading anyway. Janet Carter. Also, both parties participated in the Klans. Exactly. Everyone did until they saw their events. Lynching black people. Many left, others supported. Right. Even the dude that Forrest Gump was named after, Nathan Bradford Forrest, whatever his name is, he went on to speak out against the KKK, and he was instrumental in starting that shit. He also went on to speak on, no, this is something that nobody never speaks on, the Black Legion. The Black Legion was way worse than the KKK. Iroquois projects in Louisville. Okay, you in Louisville. Okay, okay. Then you got that Native American in you as well, and you even got an inkling of that black blood. So then you know what it is out there in Louisville. The home of Janelle Monet, and also Muhammad Ali, their brother Cassius Clay. Ain't that crazy that Muhammad Ali was originally named after a famous slave, Cassius Clay? I'm 200 years past the lens and stuff, baby. What's that mean, Janet Carter? Black. Oh my God, please. We need real shit. Cody Phillips. What's goody, 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 goody? We won't be accepting any deals with Donald Trump makes in regards to, we won't be accepting shit, William. Donald Trump can do what he do because he's the president. Remember that. Right, Seven Gators, more than the party. You seem more concerned about the party, not even the power right now. It's a whole lot of things, mainly has to do with learning and woodworking and raising animal. And as a cabinet maker, my oldest prodigy has one Butler County fab with woodworking first place. Okay, what's your favorite tool to use when you're doing this woodworking, Steve? And like I said, what does 4 H's mean? I know they mean something. I really don't care about either party right now. I care about us all getting along and seeing what's really going on in the world. And that's true, James Carter. Me too. Now that's what we need to be doing as Americans so we can survive this. We don't want to go it alone. If something does happen, each one of us doing our own thing with it, we need to be, you know what I mean, all thinking alike. No, no, ain't nobody block you, game changer. Maybe you wrote in all caps, or we on slow motion, so you can't do a lot of joints in 35 seconds. You gotta wait 35 seconds. Yeah, you gotta wait 35 seconds. That's why you should use all the letters they give you, because we got it on slow, so each one of these messages can get read, family. It's 28 of y'all in here, man. Cody Phillips, what's been up with you, Cody? Trump is under 30% approval. All the Republicans are on some shit. They don't get it wrong. I'm just trying to go along with what I caught up with in the conversation my mother-in-law was watching. Oh shit. What was her opinion on it? What was mother-in-law opinion on it? Oh, okay. I appreciate it. I was like, what? No, no, no. We on slow motion so that each and everybody's shit can get read. What's going on with you? Fatal cool, fatal cool, fatal cool. What's up, homie? I'm chilling, man, doing what I do. You know how I do it. How's y'all day, man? What's going on with that? Smash that like button. What's going on with that? How's y'all day, man? How's everything going with everybody? Oh, what a rat race. Mhm. Oh, awards. I'm telling you, I mean, do y'all think that Donald Trump and Xi Jinping, you think they sold out China and Taiwan right quick? It has happened before. It is a beautiful Friday. It has happened before. It has happened before. You say you got the house cleaned now today. I'm being lazy. I gotta get going. Kid Cudi concert. Okay, y'all going to Kid Cudi. Okay, Big Boy gonna be there too. Seven Gator, send me a video of it, man. Send me a video and a name drop. You know what I mean? Hands, head, hands, heart, and health. That's what the 4 H's stand for. Thank you for that. Keep it real all the time. Hands, head, hands, heart, and health. The 4 H Club. People looking at the Democratic Party for free shit. And when they don't get free shit, they say it's both parties. Democrats are trying to get you opportunity. That's what any person should want. What opportunity, J Mouse? All I hear is that the Democrats have been taking money just like the fucking Republicans. Yo, I'm gonna tell you what a dope ass shirt at. Go to and y'all got five and below. You got five and below. Five and below got the dope ass Outcast shirt. My queen just had on one the other day. That shit fire. It got and it got Andre 2000 when he ain't got no shirt on. He got the things around his arm with the bandana and Big Boy. Yeah, that shit dope. Go to five and below. A dope. That's all you need. You don't need to go spend a lot. Go to five. Y'all got a five and below seven gator. But ATL is that's my shit too. That album right there was innovative. I'm about to go to work. I'm sitting on the front porch smoking one. I'm in Northern Virginia and my name is Jamie. Janet's my mother-in-law. Okay, Jamie. What part of Northern Virginia you in? Fredericksburg, Manassas, Short Pump. I'm mad as hell. This poverty is getting so fucking big. Like these clowns are all wars to kick China out the business. Look who is in China, right? But I'm saying China and the United States might be doing some more double. You know what I mean, double up. Let's double up. Let's get together type shit. Yeah, Five Below got a an Outcast shirt in that motherfucker right now. Let me see. I might can show it to you. Let me see. I don't know, but that shit is fire. I want one of them shits. I might can locate it, but they got that shit right in there right now. It's gonna be a negative on the shirt display, but they got it in there, fam. Don't sleep on Five Below. They got some shit in that motherfucker. Just for a kick around, a little throw on. I can't locate it right now, but they got a dope Outcast joining that shit. Opportunity to vote, opportunity to pick representative, your own choice, and stop racist hiring practices. Okay. Personal, I've never heard something so stupid in my life. My 4-H kids are interracial and they are the best children and the most love I've ever seen. What are you talking about, Steve? Right, go there and get that Outcast one. Explain California living under one party rule. Democrats doing one of a job running state into the shitter. Well, I can't explain it. You'll have to ask the California voters why they keep on buying into the same political framework. But you know what? Sometimes we get so lazy that the Democrats or the Republicans don't run California. Like Emmy runs California. If you know, you know. Like Emmy runs California. So them Democrats, they just there. Winchester, Virginia. Okay, old school with it. Winchester. That's what it is. What's the closest other city to Winchester? Is that anywhere near Falmouth? They don't even speak English. My take on the Civil War, in fact, it was the economics of slavery and political control of that system that was central to the conflict between bottom line blood money. Okay, keep it real. Okay, keep it real. But I'm telling you, slavery had nothing to do with it. That was an incentive. You know what I'm saying? Because why did they secede? That's what the root of it is. Why did the first state to secede? Why did it secede? I'm not taking it personal, but I'm not going to sit here and listen to a bunch of dumb shit. About what, Steve? What's going on with you, younger? Smash that like. It's 15 of y'all in here, man. I'm from a biracial family too. But a biracial family, a white family, and a black family is no difference. It's all the same. They all have the same ups and downs that every family has. Know what I mean? Fiend is one in every family. Somebody's rich in every family. Somebody is lesbian, gay, or bi in every family. Somebody's maybe adopted in every family. Somebody in every family is allergic to peanut butter, nuts, and shit. It's family is family, man. No matter what color you are, we all experience the same thing. Some families are close, some families are distant. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. They're not the same as in Americans. Black, a chatter name, personal NA commented something weird about interracial children that didn't quite make sense, but came. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. I responded to it. Oh, you got a new wig. Okay, is it a 1B, a 1A? And what style is it in? Is it the one with the stocking cap? Did they make it for you? Did you buy it out the store? Is it a 40-inch? What kind of wig is it? Congratulations, DT. Congratulations. Is it a lace front? What kind of wig you got? DC's about an hour. Baltimore about an hour, 15 minutes. Just about anywhere you want to get within a couple hours. Really good sensual location. Yeah, I'm familiar with Winchester. I'm familiar with Winchester. Smash that like a close friend of mine from a white family had an adopted Chinese sister. He made jokes about it growing up, but wouldn't allow anyone else to join in. High school is full, stopped, and she was tutoring. Right, but you know what? That's what it is. Even with families that have a nerd or somebody that somebody tries to pick on, but I bet you can't pick on them around their family. They're gonna defend them if they true family, no matter what. Win, lose, or draw, you gotta roll with your family, fam. Whatever y'all have in the home or whatever, what goes on with family stays with family. But when it's time to roll, it's time to roll. That's just simple as that, fam. Kids are cruel and racist in their thinking because of they products of their environment anyway. So kid, and you know what I mean, and it's extra more because we all when we was kids we didn't know about how to handle our emotions and everything, and everybody's a ball of emotions and calling everybody different names, and it's all stemming from whatever they're hearing at the house. You know what I'm saying? Now it's whatever they're hearing on TikTok. Helping the same ones graduate, huh? And it's like that. No fucking different. My stepdad is black and my mom for 40 something years before she passed away. He's still to this day like my dad. Is he your dad or is he like your dad, Janet? You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter what color you are. It's your integrity, you know what I mean, that I look for. You say they're not black enough and not white enough, Tom Cornell. It depends on where they're living at. Sometimes they're not white enough if they're in suburbia. I mean, white America, gated community, the American living the American dream, and they got freckles on their face and dark hair. They're not white enough. But if they're in the hood and they got blonde hair, blue eyes, no matter how much jive and soul they got up in them, they're not black enough. I understand, and it's like that in America. In which we should all just be Americans because by now we should have figured out that it happens in no matter if you black or white. You know what I mean? Money talk these days, man. You say you think blacks are. I don't. I beg to differ with the interracial stuff because I'm gonna tell you something. Black people are the most inviting people. They don't like white folks. It's not white people they hate. White folks. White folks can be black and Chinese and Filipino, Puerto Rican. Anybody that's in authority and that's trying to invoke the black people is lesser than anybody else because of slave issues or um wild out communities and stuff like that. That's white folks. Black people are accepting of white people. You know what I mean? That's why you got interracial babies in the first place. It's white folks that we don't fuck with. If you know what I mean, you can discern the difference between, you know what I mean, business and pleasure. They don't like white folks. White folks usually coming on business and mean and minding your business, you know what I mean, and trying to take care of theirs, making you their business. That's what I'm talking about, those white folks. You said you love President Trump, Barbara. You seem to be something, man. Name five things you love about President Trump. And if President Trump wasn't gonna, when he gets out of office, are you still gonna support him and be, I love President Trump because that's dangerous. But you know what I mean? In every aspect of life, I'm pretty sure all of us have been not enough for something sometime in life. Maybe not enough money. Maybe you were somewhere where one of your homies invited you somewhere and there was a bunch of bread around and you looked at it like you didn't have not enough money. You know what I mean? Or maybe you was somewhere and it was all Chinese people and you was a black guy and they was doing the rich. Not enough feng shui. You feel me? I mean, you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure every last one of them has been somewhere. Maybe you was with your ex-girlfriend and she used to date a guy that was a lawyer and y'all ran into him at a lawyer's convention because she's a lawyer and you didn't have enough law knowledge. You know, at some point in time, all of us have been not enough for something to know that feeling. I mean, smash that like. So I understand it when you say sometimes you weren't black enough and in some instances you weren't white enough, you know, living on, you know what I mean? But that's the same thing with illegal aliens and um growing up in the city of Chicago as a kid, it didn't matter about what color you were. It was about what games we could play or how we could have fun. And that's how I grew up too. Know what I mean, My niece and nephew are both biracial. So does that give them superpowers or does this give them a super disadvantage? What would you say, Gene Carter? Or it's just they normal kids? They parents just happen to be of different racial backgrounds, but they still of the same ethnic culture, I bet, for them even to intermingle like that. So that's what we got to look at. But yeah, that's how I grew up too. I don't give a damn what color you is. Let's get it. Let's go get it. You know what I'm saying? But as we got older, it started to matter because you seemingly see the privilege in what's going on. When you start seeing the privilege, that's when, and then again, it goes beyond just being white. Sometimes it's American privilege because that's when you see the monetary shit come in. You know what I mean? Where you afforded this because this what you can afford, and they're afforded this because that's what they can afford. That too, not to mention the racial issue, but living on the cusp of being middle class and damn near on a poverty level, or being middle class and damn near on a high rich level. That's when that shit really gets tricky. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like my cousin from West Virginia married a black woman and they have a child together. Now my racist West Virginia family took her through steps back. Okay, and she's the DA in Huntington. Okay. No, I'm talking about being at a restaurant here and comments and hearing snide comments and all kinds of stuff. But you know what? That was personal. Whoever was making those comments, that was their own personal belief. Did it speak for the community? Were you in a predominantly racist community? That was just those individual shit. You should have slapped them in their mouth if you felt like they were disrespecting. Gorgeous lady. He's a judge and she's a DA. And the racist white West Virginians couldn't say she was uneducated. They used to be the only comeback. But you know that West Virginia is known for uneducated white people. That's what's so crazy. They were trying to disrespect a learned black woman, and West Virginia is known for their uneducated white people. The Melungians, the people in the Appalachians, the ex-coal miners, the coal miners' kids. I mean, coal miner daughters living in the hollers and the creeks. They're known for it. That's what's so crazy about that one. I'm not disrespecting people from West Virginia. There are some studied people. I don't know any of that. I know they got a few colleges. Was the West Virginia with the? I mean, they got a few colleges there, but they are known for their uneducation. They look at me and say, "Look, you. There's a white ass grandpa." Who does, Steve? Who looked at you like that? Black people? Steve, damn, that's messed up. And he said it was mostly black folks too. That sucks. I couldn't imagine that feeling. That's what they were saying that you, but maybe were you unkept, Steve? Were you looking disheveled? And I mean, sometimes it's the vibe of how the people gonna react when you come around them. Right, but Haitians, just because they from Haiti, don't mean they can't be uppity. Because you know, it's two parts of Haiti. It's the part of Haiti where they show us on TV where all the motherfuckers is corrupt and doing voodoo and shooting each other, the gang members and stuff. But then there's a part of Haiti where the light skinned ones that look like the Dominicans and shit run shit. The French and the Spanish motherfuckers descent still there. And the colonizers, and they're the ones that doing these deals for all the pressure rare earth. Haiti got a lot of rare earth metals too. They got what's that shit is only in South Africa and then it's only in Haiti. Um Damn, I can't think of what it's sort of like that shit vibranium that the Black Panther has. They have it. Um Haiti has that shit. And they're not telling you all that. Haiti got there's a lot of backroom deals too. That's why they don't try to stabilize it and make it prosper. You know what I mean? That's why all these cities all over the world got these big, beautiful buildings. Why doesn't America have a bunch of that shit? Because so stupid the Klan party. A spooker, at least they weren't burning and looting and stealing and got their hands out for their EBT cards and everything. Also, Medicare and Miss Jesus Christ, you guys are just Gregory. You know that more women have more EBT cards and white men because there's a lot of homeless people with EBT cards, and most of them are white men. You know that more white people have EBT cards because of the Appalachians Mountains, all that little area, the Malaysia and stuff. They have no besides like replenishment centers like Walmart, Amazon, and FedEx, which half of them can't read, so they can't go there and get a job. They have no other corporations and companies there now. The companies still done shut down. Coal ain't shit no more. You know what I mean? So do you know that more white people get food stamps and government subsidies, as they call it, than black people and other peoples of color? So stop with your bullshit today, Gregory. They say they love the President Trump, everything that he loves. You know, that's just shop talk. I can't believe you love high ass gas, high ass eggs, high economy, data centers. Maybe having to live with your head on a swivel because we done started this war. I can't believe you want all that. That's just my opinion. If you do, you do. But you know, some people be a stickler for pain. When you fuck them real good, they want you to choke them and shit. That's just it's just. And I mean, it is what it is, family. Racism is a learned behavior, and it is rooted in misinformation. You know what I mean, and folklore, superstition. You know what I mean, Iridium. Thank you there. Iridium. Thank you. Keep it real. Iridium. Haiti got that shit. Haiti got a crazy $1 trillion vein of gold right now. Silver. And because you know when you find gold, the trickle off is silver and what is it? Copper. It's the trickle off. Know what I mean, and when you find platinum, gold, silver, copper, it's the trickle off, and then so on. When you find one, all of that shit. Haiti has all the resources to be a super stable country, but it's one of the most volatile places on the planet. Why? So that the UN, in which they sent Kenya over there as security guards, and a lot of Caribbean countries that are considered damn near third world countries to help out to steal these precious minerals, but they're not telling you that. That's why Haiti's such a big political issue, not because they want to save these wild ass Indians over there, because those black people were already there. You know, Haiti's on the same island as the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic to me is a big ass whorehouse. That's all the people in my culture go there for, is to fuck some beautiful women. And I mean, you look on it, you say all sizes, shapes and sizes is a bunch of bad bitches over there, and they sell itself for $1. And you know, who doesn't want a deal? That's all the Democrat Republic has to offer. It's Punta Cana. What's that shit? Kind of Poonie. Whatever it is. Pooty Poonie Poonie. That's all they have to offer, and a bunch of low self-esteem niggas. You can find a full figure thick woman over here and give her all your goddamn money, and at least it'll go back into the economy. You know what I mean? And not to some mafioso type of cartel economy. But Haiti has all the resources to say they should be a successful country. They've been paying France reparations. What the fuck we need to pay you reparations for? We were slaves. We flipped y'all bitch ass. United Kingdom tried to go over there. They flipped them. United States tried to go over there. They flipped them. Spain tried to cross them fucking mountains. They flipped them. And now, okay, we can't beat you physically. We gonna pencil whip you. That's what they doing to Americans. They don't have to beat us down physically or chain us up now. They chain us up with their pencil whippers. You know what I mean? They pencil whippers. They box us in with credit, and we align ourselves in these 30-year mortgages and you know what I mean, college tuitions. You know what I mean? We indebted to them. Indentured service, no doubt. Smash that like, man. That's right. Trump is a fucking German. He don't give a fuck about white or black. I don't need to follow his bloodline. Well, shit, Appalachians, you damn near black. You ever heard of a Malaysian? That's the problem. Black, white, Native American, Irish, Scottish, Irish, Irish. You know what I'm saying? All of them are in the Appalachians. No, it's not for the altitude. We're just trying to catch up. Hell, at the 70s, we used to have fucking clan meetings at the edge of town. Right, Steve? So you wonder why black people are laughing and giggling at you? Because that's the norm. It's a line of division there already. If y'all have been having clan meetings, they're not supposed to welcome you in open arms if they've been trained to motherfucking look at you with scrutiny and disgust. They weren't supposed to be like, Steve, what's going on? They're supposed to be like, look at this white motherfucker coming in. What do he want? You know what I mean? And I would have not, if they was doing that while I was in there, I would have not even had ordered nothing in there because ain't no telling. Like if I get an order and it's messed up, and I don't want you to do another order because you might be upset that day, and now you playing with my, you know what I mean? Nah, I just fuck it. I'm going. You know what I mean? Whatever I get it. I look okay. Okay, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You can't win them all. When you fuss with these motherfuckers, they got to take your food back there, or they ain't charging what you about to eat. You never know. You be like, finger looking good. God damn, and you wonder why the motherfucker stuck his finger in there after he put it in his ass. But you know what I mean? I ain't one that got it. Inflation up 6%. Debt suppressed GDP for the first time. Anyone supporting this is a moron. Mac Dean. And that's true, my G. Anybody supporting somebody, when somebody come in here and say, everything he's doing, I voted for. Like, god damn, so you really want to paddle to your ass. You know what I mean? Everything he's doing, I voted for it. Yeah, for real. Smash that like, y'all. Shall be up. Smash that like, y'all. Yeah, that stopped you in Route 4 and hand you pamphlets. I remember one of them was the Democratic placard for voting. Wow, Steve. And this was the KKK in Ohio? I see Ohio as the next hotbed state, like Minnesota was popping. A few months ago, remember everything was popping off in Minnesota. And ain't nobody mentioned this shit again. Alex Preety, and before Alex Preety, Renee Good. Remember their names done. They still mentioning George Floyd. That Renee Good and Alex Preety just fell through the cracks of the ICE situation that was going on a couple of months ago. Right, Haiti. That's why they don't let Haiti fucking prosper. Because Haiti got all the motherfucking, they got all the money. They got, it's some educated motherfucking Haitians. Haitians aren't on these wild out motherfuckers. There's a lot of doctors that's Haitian. They pride themselves in their education because that's all they got out of, that's how you can get out of poverty. Education is a motherfucking quick door out of fucking poverty. Connect yourself to the motherfucking education system by getting a master's degree, bachelor's degree, even just a piece of paper. Because you know, in this state that we live in, the state of mind, and this government that we live in, pieces of paper will get you in the door, but you will make yourself stay, anchor yourself in by your performance. You understand? Psychology: how to tell your children how much you care to then answer interracial marriage as interracial child secret of. You know what? Personal NA. Y'all stop responding to that shit. Because personal NA is a fucking bot rage baiting. Because you just wrote that same exact thing, personal NA. You came in here and it started a whole conversation. Yeah, personal NA, y'all, is a rage bait. Don't even motherfucking answer that shit no more. Matter of fact, you're fired. You're fired, personal NA. That was we supposed to be. They stopped you en route for back in the 70s. Wow. Well, in the 70s, in my area, the Navy had a large amount of Ku Klux Klan people, and they were doing interviews on the news about people in the military that was in the Ku Klux Klan. So it's not far fetched to believe that shit. Remember the pamphlets, if y'all from the hood, that used to pop up every so often, and it would be the Ku Klux Klan would be taking time out to say thank to all the black people for doing all the crimes to each other that they don't have to do now. Like, thanks for raping all your women and breaking in all the houses and stealing and selling all your people's drugs, and thanks for this and thanks for that. And it would be on every door in the projects. And I would wonder, how is this shit in every low income neighborhood, in every door? In the Jewish community, I seen them do it too. Also, like in the rich community with the Jewish people, I seen them even put like corn in the bag with the pamphlet so that it won't blow away and throw it in the people's driveway, or rocks, or little rocks and seeds, beans and shit. You're like, why they got beans in the bag? It's so the pamphlet won't fly away. But I seen it. People wake up in like the projects in my city. They'll come to school and say, "Look, this was on our door." How did somebody come through a project with all these gun toting, bad motherfucking hustling, drug dealing ass, get money, needle brown ass motherfuckers out there, peeking ass, geeking ass fiends and shit? Nobody saw them put these pamphlets in people's doors. I have seen it. Like, I'm telling you, like, you like, who did this shit? It had to be somebody that was of the same persuasion as me, under the guise of probably pamphlets for like grocery and all that shit. That shit crazy, man. Might have been the CIA, somebody black like me. But who did this? Did they were able to flash bomb a whole project with this racist paraphernalia? I seen it happen. Anybody ever heard about this shit? In the South, it happens all the time. But yeah, I'm familiar with it. A motherfucker coming through and flash bomb a whole neighborhood with some racist dogma paraphernalia. You be like, who the fuck did it? Because it would be in the hood. Like, it had to be somebody from the hood. It's always the ones that smoke blunts with you, homie. That's why I keep my circle tight, man. I don't do the tomfoolery. No matter what's that cost and what's that stake. I mean, I stick to the strip. Oh yeah, you said you was in the projects in Louisville. Which projects? Breonna Taylor was from Louisville, won't she? Because I had met some young boys that was protesting for Breonna Taylor. I think they said they was from Louisville. They was protesting in Washington D.C. when I was up there selling I know my worth T-shirts, and you don't have to tell me, you know what I mean, because I know my worth shirts. Hamilton, Ohio projects. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, Louisville has a storied history of Native Black Americans. Man, they have. Well, and it's ain't y'all close to a reservation? Yeah, Ohio has Minnesota corruption, Ellen towards the Republican side, but voting Democrat. This time, Ohio Republicans are doing. Ohio about to be a political hotbed. DOD, what's up with you? Somebody said they got their Trump phone. DOD. Somebody said they got their phone. Man, what's up with you? They probably lying. That motherfucker lying for Trump. That's crazy. He lying to them and they lying for him. All bro care about is oil, rare earth minerals, and fame wealth for doing extraordinary miracles. That right, Zalif. That is so right, Zalif 747. That's all he care about. Peace, peace, peace. You said now there is that he done went over to China and probably got a deal on some bootleg shit and goddamn 10 man square. He probably went over there and got a bootleg, a quick goddamn 100,000, some bootleg Chinese phones, some fake iPhone looking shits. Or maybe the iPhone nigga tossed him some, and that was in the agreement. Cause you know he took the head of the head of Apple, he took Visa with him, the head of Tesla, you know, Elon goofy ass. And Elon, did y'all see Elon Musk acting up in China? That motherfucker was over there on that ketamine. Salute family, it's all good. Yeah, he probably got some phones out of fucking the Apple nigga, that some experimental phones. Can I have them for the Trump phone? You know, I owe those people that money. I mean, yeah, where they play mahjong. So was a Chinese? They play mahjong. Chinese people don't even play Chinese checkers. You know what I'm saying? They don't eat Chinese food and they don't play Chinese checkers. Okay, the Little Miami projects. Okay, 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 okay. Miami people, y'all know that Miami is not just a city in Florida that's off the motherfucking chain. Miami was a Indian culture. Know what I mean, the Miami Indians. Elmo Musk, he's making his own Elmo word monopoly at this point. He was tripping at that. He looked at like his face was so bent. If you know the signs of drug use, he looked like he was out of his motherfucking mind. Salute James Wilson for that super support. That's what it is. Jay Wilson. Shout out everybody that's hitting me up on Cash App too, because right now YouTube does not afford me the opportunity of the super chat. But you know what I mean, the Cash App is posted if you would like to support the movement. It's greatly appreciated. Jay Wilson. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Greatly appreciated. Trump Jr. went to China to secure 6,000 phones. Ain't shit to Chinese motherfuckers pre-ordered. They probably had $100,000. They probably gave him 100,000 just because they, you know what I mean. Shit, Trump hats was made in China. Them fucking MAGA hats was made in China. Too many caps. OMG. I forgot they changed the terms and conditions for the phone payment. Not guaranteed to have a physical product, meaning that they are legally saying that they never get. Wow, they don't have to give them the physical product. They can give them the phone app. You pay for the Trump phone app. You don't need 20 more thousand dollars to get the full phone. The only good thing about this administration has done was RFK banning food dyes. Everything else is ass. Why would we want to have a health secretary that talks like he is on life support? Yo, I never understood that either because I can't understand them, man. What's cap, Elm? Who the cap fit? Let them wear it. Speak on it. Who capping? Who the cap fit? Let them wear it. What do you think of AI and how it affects people's lives, good or bad? It's affecting the people's lives bad. And now with the economy fucked up, we have to be thinking of a AI proof job for now. A lot of our jobs are fucking AI can do it faster and cheaper because AI ain't gonna need to go to a graduation or call in sick or fake call in so they can hang out with their peoples. You know what I mean? AI gonna be there. You know what I mean? So we have to figure out an AI proof job. Also, AR is vastly moving too. Augmented reality. All this. Are y'all familiar with augmented reality? AR. Yeah, that was a donation. We already talked about him raising the age of the draft, but you know why that nobody ain't mentioning it? Because it's a no-brainer with that. That's not Trump doing that. That's the army adjusting who they need. The army adjusting who they need from 18 to 43 at any given time in any genre are going to be the ones that are plugged into whatever technology, and right now the technology is these PS5 games from 18 to 43 is the crescendo of it when it's at its peak. Motherfucker 43 years old on Call of Duty, what's the other shit that um Fortnite and all that stuff. They need those type of people to deal with the AI because they're more likely they are desensitized. They kill motherfuckers on Call of Duty like it ain't shit. So to drop a bomb on a motherfucker on a screen with a motherfucking catchy joystick will be nothing to them. That's why they want them for to be in the draft. Them motherfuckers is killers because they kill on Call of Duty all day, and that's the name of the game now. It's no more boots on the ground. Maybe a few skirmishes hand to hand so they can plant the flag, but the overall meat and potatoes of war now is going to be by drone, AI, robotic. You know what I mean? So that's who they need. Those people that played all of those games, their mind is equipped for the warfare because shit, they've been playing Call of Duty their whole motherfucking life. You think you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand war, man. These kids are desensitized to it from 18 to 43 because that's all they do all day is kill each other on Call of Duty. Shit, in looks like one Fortnite they give you a quirky way you can hit a motherfucker in the chest with an axe. Even more motherfucking desensitization. Elon got the phones made. Wow. You can win those polls, Dems, but you'll need Democrats to vote. Man, all of them suck, man. Hey, don't donate that money to the Trump phone. Who divided America.com will be up and running in about 7 days. So make sure y'all get ready to make, you know what I mean, to help keep the lights on. If you gotta, you know what I mean? Elon was tripping. They showed him geeking over there. Yeah, but y'all notice that illegal shit is now, that was maybe a distraction. That illegal shit, they ain't even, at first I thought they was gonna be the new face of civil rights. No motherfuckers quiet as a motherfucker right now. The fucking illegals, they ain't running up on them. Y'all say they still kicking those, but it ain't, you know what I mean, top tier news no more. It ain't even secondary. Yeah, the kids know about it because most of these kids are grown motherfucking people. Remember, the people they really are looking at, not these 18, they're looking at the ones that seasoned, the fucking game masters from 29 to 43. Do the math and look at how warfare is fought. It's prime. They okay, if it was boots on the ground, they'd be getting all the beefy buff motherfuckers. The be in shape is a woman thing now. Motherfuckers ain't lifting weights and doing push-ups. Well, the health conscious, a lot of black brothers, that's what they own. They own their motherfuckers sea moss and they turmeric and all the oregano oils and stuff because they trying to live healthy and positive mind from all the bullshit. But as a whole, United States ain't telling these motherfuckers to beef up. You know what I mean? Look, Bruce Jenner even got there going switched up on us. He's a triathlete, motherfucker, ain't he? They want these minds, these kids with these fucking minds that can play these video games because that's how war is fought right now. You're a Miami Indian. That's your heritage. That's what it is. Shit, they got to learn to live with AI because it's not going no fucking well. Barris Money, what's up with you? I'm chilling. What's up with you, Barris Money? But for real, man, like they got there going to be able to keep up. And that's why I think they raised it to 43 because they don't need you to be buff. What I'm out of shape. Nah, they need you, your couch potato ass smoking weed. That's why they're making it lenient for the weed smokers because they know they might have to give them some of that good government weed and let them smoke like the Nazis was giving they soldiers fucking meth. Japan was giving they soldiers meth. The motherfucking kamikazes, ready to go all out, motherfuckers. They weren't just ready to go out because they were just ready to go all out. They was on meth. You understand? Google it. 'Cause that's all y'all do is Google shit. You'll never go read a book about it. Google it. But look, um, that's what the fucking they need the fucking game players that smoke weed to play the game. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Smoke weed, play the game, and blow shit up. That's what the fuck they need. And I bet you that's part of the demographic. Y'all notice along with raising it, they lead they because at first the Marines, have you ever smoked any weed? We're gonna take a hair sample and all this shit. Now they're like, shit, toke up, roll up, motherfucker. Because in some places where these military bases at, it's legal to smoke weed, recreational. A lot of them are not instituting the sale of marijuana, but a lot of states have you know what I mean? AOC suck, dude. Fuck AOC. She like the Saturday, the evening cartoon success story. She sucks. She's like um Alice that worked at Mel's Diner. I don't fuck with her. Right. Not hey yo, that's my show too. Antique Roadshow. The old History Channel was the bomb. The Antique Roadshow is my shit. The Antique Roadshow. What's the two dudes that used to go the pickers or whatever they was. The one about the when they used to go get the stuff out of the storage units, although I knew that was fake. Um the original History Channel narrative, really talking about history, you know what I mean? It had got too real worldy. Everything was reality TV for a little bit. Why am I a Trump simp, Island Diva? I don't support Trump. I'm not against him either though. But why am I a Trump simp? Island Diva, you gotta stick around. Stop just coming in blurting shit out, man. Why is all your edges gone? Because you keep using that black glue shit trying to put that motherfucking lace front on, ho. That's why. I mean, come on, man. Get your life together. Island Debo before you try to get mines together. You say JD Vance is? You know what I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. JD Vance, Mark Rubio, Pence, Kamala Harris, um, Gavin Newsom are names that are coming up, like the front runners. All these other people like get juicy. No, 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 no. We need somebody that can tell a good lie. That's why I say Gavin Newsom. He look like he's a lying motherfucker. He like, cause that's what it is. Who can tell the best lie? Why they doing what they really want to do? A motherfucking scared motherfuckers and all that shit. AOC, she'll be crying up there. She too emotional. Yeah, oh my god. No, nope, nope, nope. You said they grabbed him before Trump, right? Trump was 2 floors up. I might say Rubio because Rubio, but you never know. Trump slick. He'll have a motherfucker around him that's close, tight. Next thing you'll never see him again. Like Stephen Miller, you notice he been quiet. He been falling back from Trump. Stephen Miller, even with if you look at the Elon Musk debacle, they don't stay around that dude long. Right. No new wars, and the draft shit was a punch in the face. But y'all got to know Trump is the Trump administration. His administration is backed and ran by the army. A lot of his things that he's doing are driven by the army. If y'all can't see it, well, the military infrastructure might be in charge of America. We might be living under a military junta and not even know it. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know this Trump came in, took the black guy out that was head of the Joint Chief of Staff that he put in office. Okay, that he put him there. He took him out. He took the other dude out, and anybody that doesn't fit the build of what the army's looking for now, the white guys, like we got to stick together. They can't trust a black guy because he might go to the hood and tell somebody what's up. It got to be on the same accord, not being racist, but being militarized is a certain, you know what I mean, criteria they're looking for the upper echelon, and they all got to be from the same water cooler because Trump put one of these dudes in the military position after he took the black guy out that was one of his golf buddies that he met and they started talking on the phone. It's all like Trump picking motherfuckers in his cabinet from internet, YouTubers and shit. This shit crazy, man. Smash that like. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to have somebody that fucking um can lie. A lying motherfucker is a hell of a politician. All these politicians that say they gonna save the world and all that shit, after they get in there and found out really what's it about, they shit, fuck y'all. I gotta eat. All they become millionaires, billionaires after that. Until somebody tell on them. Once they found out really what really politics is about, it ain't about because that'd be boring as fuck just passing torts and amendments, making sure the Constitution, nah, where the bread at? Know what I'm saying? And they found out that, okay, it's like millions of lobbyists, people, you know what I mean? Even from the lowly $100,000 to the 2, 300 million category, lobbyists, people that are willing to throw money at you to get their voice heard sometimes. They don't even need you to pass a law, they need to tell you this shit. I got 100,000 to get in the door. Maybe you might go for it, maybe not, but you just took $100 to listen to 100,000 to listen to them. You understand what I'm saying? You got to understand politics. You got to understand it, family. You can't think that all it is about they trying to make you vote for them. Nah, they trying to make you put them in positions. Yo, give me a, you know what I mean? All of them tell me which one ain't a crook. Pelosi is a crook. I still think that her husband, that was his side chick, that dude that he got to fighting with over some lover squirrel shit. I'm telling you. Yeah, politics is money. Cause ain't none of them doing it to save America, to save no goddamn body. They doing it to goddamn gonna get piss aid. He is not too Hispanic because what happens is they need to calm down the Hispanic people, like they put Obama in around all that George Floyd and all that other, you know what I mean, even with the gay stuff. Obama, and you remember his name started popping up that maybe he might have been gay or maybe a drug addict or all kind of shit. They put Obama in at the time they needed to give the black people something. And that's all they gave him was a picture. Like they gave all the Christians the picture of Jesus Christ, who was Cesare Borgia. They gave him Obama, but Obama gave all the benefits to the people that put the money in his pocket, which was the LGBTQ, not the LGB. They've been around for centuries. They've been here since the world began. There's always been an LGB, but we just now start hearing about that TQ. It overshadowed the rainbow. We know the rainbow, folks. I love them. It's in my family. Is in people, my neighbors. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about who you're sleeping with. It's your integrity and how you deal with me. And but you know what I mean, all the weirdos, you know what I mean? That shit crazy. Trump always got to disapprove of label. Disapprove label, but you know what I'm saying? It's crazy that we don't see that. I don't know no good politicians that's good politicians. He's doing it for God and for people, for country. He's doing it to get paid. And if he ain't, he need to go got there, go and sit down, get his job back at the mill or whatever. You feel me? Flavor Sweet, what it is right now. What's up with you? Smash that like y'all, share me out. But yeah, you notice that they change once they really get a foothold in it. You know what I mean? And get outside of the city. Sometimes the city, if it's a popular enough city with a bunch of loose change around it, they can sweep up and get paid. They also they kill themselves there at the city by indulging in all that political crime. The black money. Google what black money is. Black money is money that is finessed in the streets, but is somehow flipped into normalized and helped in getting people in political office, setting up businesses, and is it like say like you start off with bootlegger houses and a bunch of illegal gambling, and the next thing you know, in the end result of it is supporting or propping up legalized casinos and stuff with the money by paying some political official to, you know what I mean, support the casinos being built there. But the mob, where they get their money from, is, you know what I mean, the illegal shit. Who got a wage as a president? Your presidents, it's ceremonial for them. They make so many other backroom deals and get so much other shit. Remember, everything they touching while they're president is motherfucking monetized. So $400,000 a year ain't shit. What is that? That's a little over $1.5 million for to be the president. What? Just to make me a millionaire? That ain't $1 million ain't even $1 million no more. And then they got to pay taxes. So basically, they probably making probably roughly around $800,000 for to be the president. That ain't no real money when every pen that you sign is worth $100,000. That is you signing a worthy enough bill or amendment or some kind of treaty or something. Every picture that you take is monetized now. That money, of course, he can take a pay cut. He can say, "Nah, fuck it, you ain't got to pay me because he getting his off of the fat." Know what I mean, off the, you know what I mean. I can tell a lot of y'all don't really understand business and what it is the president does. Okay, you say he don't get a wage. Steven Jackson. Why you say Steven Jackson would make an excellent president, Steve? Elections actually work for U.S. voters to come together. I agree who to vote for in the nation, not pick between the two different candidates. We still have the freedom, right? And also gives the people that are in charge a look at your opinions and what the majority is saying by way of these votes. The votes don't matter, but they still want to know what y'all thinking and who would y'all support. And it is and it identifies and it lets other people that are in the same group identify with each other. So all the Democrats are gonna get together. So now you know that he's a Democrat. Y'all thinking of something what the same. So now y'all might even exchange different values and views on stuff that maybe I not may not heard of, but you have. And you see what I'm saying? It allows y'all to group up. That's how they want our voting to work, but we still have freedom to choose if we can agree. Right. Even when you don't vote, you vote. You're taking a chance on not participating. So it makes the voting poll even that smaller. So whoever can muster up the more people to get out there and to participate actually with the vote is comes out the winner with the voting. But the electoral, I say the electoral is a setup. The electoral voting, that shit is a setup. That gerrymandering shit is coming up. It was coming up in Texas well, Texas did gerrymandering, and what was the other shit? Was that gerrymandering they did when they chose to everybody leave out of the state so it wouldn't be enough people to for the vote to be right for it to even have the vote. What was that? Was that part of gerrymandering? What was that called? Texas did some old football play shit where all the officials, political officials, got out of the area so that you know what I'm saying. That shit crazy. And now with the advent of the internet, we now are aware that shit like this happens. But this ain't nothing new. They've been doing stuff like that. Yeah, just get them likes up to 100, man. Yeah, but everyone in America wanted to rock an afro to be president. We could choose them over Trump or Harris. Still, the popular vote says no because the electoral vote wouldn't even right. Or they would do something too. They would gerrymander the vote. And then again, everybody always blaming Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was the ultimate team player in my eyes. She did exactly what the fuck the Democratic Party wanted her to do. And then when she got out there, she spoke her piece. She said, these motherfuckers ain't right. President is a mouthpiece for big corporation, a war. Farmer is just atlas and sales. Yep, all red, bro. Yeah, you know what, Christopher, you got to settle around here and stop just running your mouth. You trying to tell like you telling us something. We already know that. Look at the his wife. Her whole shit was a movie from when he got inaugurated to she put that bullshit movie out with that blue hat. Because I tried to use that footage months ago and they said it was copyright. And I was wondering why can't I use the our inauguration of the president? But it was because with her standing there with that fucking hat on, that content was slated for a fucking Netflix movie, whatever that movie she had out. Melania or whatever it was. And now I understand it. Donald Trump monetized every fucking thing. You could not um use a copy of that fucking presidential inauguration. What he did not touch the Bible. He did not put his hands. Two Bibles out there. His wife is trying to tell him to put his hand on the Bible. She seemed a little actressy too. Like all of that shit, man. Obama just told black people that each black kid should have a gay friend, which I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? Your friend is your friend. You can't choose who your friend is, but just to say, yo, that's like every guy should have a dog or a goldfish. Nah, you just don't do it like that. You can't choose your friend's sexual persuasion. You can't choose who's your friend if it's natural friendship. Y'all will just grow that bond. But Obama, some of the stuff he be saying be kind of fluky too. But I still would support him if he ran to be the president because I know he has the executive office experience. I'm trying to imagine if Vance President Harris and Tampon Tim would have 1 million more people crossing the border, kick him out. Man, the same people that was crossing the border is still crossing the border, even with Donald Trump and his push. And realize the people that they was going after that was illegal, they was the illegal people they had on paperwork or just running them down. Imagine if for every illegal that you see out in the open, are you aware it's probably 20 of them somewhere in some cul-de-sac? Somewhere boxed up, them motherfuckers ain't gonna leave because if it's on, it's on. Motherfucker on the run for breaking out of prison, you think he can just gonna leave? No, he's gonna keep hiding. For every one of those people that they know about, it's like 20 of them that you don't know, that you don't see, fam. You gotta know that, man. Obama is the founding father of the LGBTQT. I don't know who he is, fam, but they don't have anything to do with the LGB. The LGB are Americans, and they're one of the largest um, voting blocks in America because they encompass all genres. Democratic Socialists, LGB, Republicans, LGB, Democrats, LGB, Nazis, LGB. You know what I mean? Now the LGB QT, which is a different to me, that's a different little movement. They on some Scientology type of shit. They're more coaches in what they do. But yeah, man, for it's stopped. Man, I'm telling you, just like the sale of slaves from Africa stopped in the 1700s and the early 1800s, but they still sold motherfucking slaves in America. They just won't selling the African ones no more. You do realize that that's why all these slave factories and stuff are in the dirty South and all that. The plantations was no less like a the same way you would have a pineapple farm in Hawaii. The plantation was no less a slave farm where they grew slaves. You understand? It was as one of the commodities because they were interchangeable all over. You know what I mean? The country, but man, they ain't get all them illegals out. It's like you know what I mean. So many motherfucking illegals. What's up, KD? What's up with you, Amaru? Plantation was a family farm. We had a plantation before Europeans got here. Right? Is a style of farming to be the big house, and then you'll have the The little houses and the kitchen was never hooked on to the big house. What's going on with you, KD? Dennis Moore, what are you talking about? Obama is artificially made a plant. He's not my bloodline. The whips of a slave. Obama bloodline, they tricked you. Obama bloodline, unless his mama has some indentured servitude, which she probably did in her background, they tricked you. Obama daddy is from Africa, know what I mean? And where they from, he can pinpoint that he's an Obama out of Kenya. He know his bloodline, he know his brothers. Obama got brothers and all that shit, sisters, and of all flavors too, from lightest to the darkest, from and everywhere in life. Like you got to do your research, man. Stop dealing with it on your shoulder, man. Chilling, my G. Chilling, 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 chilling. KD out here trying to touch it. You got to, man. Got to. And we none of us really know about slavery because it's been so muddled and everybody got an excuse of why it happened and why it was over and what happened during. So none of us really know too much about it. We know what happened though. That's right. Salute. You got a motherfucker take advantages of all the resources on Turtle Island, whether they're being monetized and monopolized by another civilization. You still got to try to get in where you fit in. Right. Instead of criticizing, attempt to educate, re-educate, or even just interact. Maybe something that you said might, you know what I mean? Yes, a slave was chattel, Russell. Google what chattel is. The slave was number one and two on the stock market, interchanging with the tulip flower when the Wall Street in New York first was in its inception, dealing with the Dutch company, the Dutch East Indies and the Dutch West Indies, and those other. England had one of those West Indian trading companies too. It's crazy, but yeah, Wall Street. It was the one and two. They were with tulips and chattel slavery. Some of our people were forced to work on plantations to grow tobacco. Yep. We were known for all over the world and cotton because both came from here and we go. And that's why they brought in the ones from the Caribbean to do the rice in South Carolina. That's why you could tell they brought some Africans here and the main ports were Charleston and Savannah for what I mean, purebred Africans or black people from the Caribbean. That's why that Gullah Geechee language that's in South Carolina and the surrounding areas, stretching all the way to Virginia and all the way down to Florida, is almost an African feel in some of those spots because that's where their main hub for African slaves, but all other were taken from the land. You understand? Smash that like, yeah, if we're gonna unite, we need to unite and stop playing with it. What's the statement? What you say it's changed, Steve? It happens. What message? What is it changing, Steve? We were already growing rice too, fam. Wild rice, and we still eat wild rice. Yeah, we do. Well, now they put look the white rice, the bleached rice that they sell you. They sell that shit cheap, but if they put the name wild rice on it, they charge you a bunch of money for it. Y'all notice that whatever that was common to the folk, now they put a bunch of money on it. It's soul food. Chitlins first was given to you because they ain't want it. Now they put the moniker soul food on it. You know what I'm saying? Shrimp, shrimp. You know what I mean? Shrimp and rice. They at first they wasn't eating shrimp and rice, shrimp and grits. You know what I'm saying? That was something that the slaves ate. They didn't even eat grits. They ate hominy. We was eating the grit and hooking it up with the prawn, with the shrimp. They wasn't even eating lobsters. Lobster was considered prisoner food. slave food. And then somebody one day decided to melt some butter and crush a lemon over it, like they seen a slave do, and said, "God damn!" You know what I'm saying? Google that stuff. Is unite about everything. Flower as an American. That's what we need to unite about, making America great again. Let me see what Steve's saying. No, hey, Seven Gator, you know that shit happened to me sometime. They'll change my shit. Steve might be on that moonshine. Grits come from corn. We ate a lot of shit from corn, and we made moonshine from corn. Right, right. That corn liquor. Man, we made moonshine from collard greens, dandelion wine. I mean, pot liquor. That's why they call it pot liquor. The collard green juice and all that, man. The fermentation, you know what I mean, preservation. That's how we preserve because we didn't have refrigerators and stuff like that. And a lot of that technology, just like they attribute the Moors of teaching the Europeans in Europe a lot of technology, the black people and the Native Americans that was here taught the Europeans a lot of technology also that they didn't give the credit. Because how could you come and survive somewhere if you don't know the lay of the land? They adapted from taking over where the people that were from here, how they survived. You said it was smooth, you couldn't even tell it was alcohol. I'm not drinking 151 Everclear, getting ready to make right that 151. Nah, don't bring nothing that's commercial. Try to grow make your own liquor, man. That 151 in the store, that shit designed to fuck your liver and your mind up. Oh, Steve, I get it. I'm not drinking 151 Everclear. Who? But only person can change that shit is the wheel. Is YouTube or somebody? What did they change, Steve? The coin. Coin is one of the three. Is corn one of the three sisters? Is it corns, bean, and squash? What's the three sisters known among Black Native Americans and Native Americans? The three sisters. This better not be Ed. Who is Ed? Somebody might got your you might have left your YouTube open on another device and they might be doing it. The corn mother. Okay. The three sisters, squash, bean, and corn. Exactly. And you know that's what we eat at the crib. Plenty beans. Who mama ain't got a pot of navy beans on now with some good biscuits. Navy beans, corn. Oh, the lady on the Land Lakes butter joint. Yeah, like even Shaka Jawea, who was they said she was some French dude's wife, but I believe she was some kin to Ben York or maybe Ben York's wife, Shaka Jawea. You said you're gonna plant it. You're gonna make some liquor, Steve. Yeah, at a cookout, you gotta have some corn on the cob and some baked beans. And if your grandma there, she might make some squash and some onions. Yep, sweet potato pie. Because look at the cuisine. Even with Thanksgiving, that's not indicative of the UK. Where the pilgrims are from? The UK or England and Netherlands and stuff. Chilling, John. What's up with you? They fried chicken, turkey, pigeons. Remember, the USDA set the standard for meat on what we consider to be commercialized food that we eat. Before that, it was get it how you live. grub worms, mealworms, acorns. You know what I mean? Other indigenous fruit that's not have made it to the commercial uh palate. You understand? Natives ain't eat none over here till 1960s when they got here. Yeah, barbacoa. That's where the word barbecue came from because they said the conquistadors, which all of them was ex Moors. They was indigenous servants their damn self. They came over. They seen the native Caribs, the native Tiano, the native Arawaks, the native Okani. They seen them. You know what I mean? The Yamasee cooking over coals. We all are native from here. If you was born here, you're native. I don't know why y'all keep dying into the Irish American, African American shit. Smash that like y'all. Right, KD. We fail to realize that because we be so disgusted what's going on here that we be trying to be so different. We be latching on to shit that don't even pertain to us. I'm actually Yugoslavian. How are you Yugoslavian? My great grandmother was from man. Kill it. Iran is what they are today because of their president, Jimmy Carter, who was a weak, wet noodle, Obama Biden for renewing sanctions. Obama, okay, let me get on somebody about this Obama shit. Zendia. Do you know why Obama gave them the billions of dollars? Does anybody know why Obama gave Iran the billions of dollars? We're gonna clear this up right now. Why did Obama give Iran all those billions of dollars? Did he give it to them, or was it already their money? Iran had dealings with the United States way before Obama when the Shah Iran was around with the BP oil and they owed Iran money. It sat there because their money was in escrow. It gained interest. It was billions of dollars. That's what he gave them, what was theirs. He didn't give them no money that was taken out of taxpayers' pockets because y'all crying motherfuckers would have been crying about it. He gave them what was theirs. Do your research. Stop running your fucking mouth. They owed the country of Iran money since the Shah, and that money had appreciated. That was the money. It wasn't no protection for ISIS because America created ISIS. Go look at their uniform, Seven Gator. Obama and them. Obama was calling them ISIL. I used to be like ISIL. That nigga got a what the fuck? Go back. Obama ain't never referred to them as ISIS. He called them motherfuckers ISIL. Nah, he ain't give them because he's you know what a Islamophobe is? An Islamophobe is somebody that's afraid of Muslims, afraid of Islam. No, he gave it because it was their money. How? Why they? Well, you don't negotiate with a terrorist state either, do you? But they negotiating with a terrorist state. If you saying Iran is a terrorist state, you don't negotiate with terrorist state either, do you? Zandian, you're not making sense. He didn't give a terrorist state money. He gave the country of Iran, the nation of Iran, their money. That's what he did. He gave them their money, whether it was ran by the Shah of Iran or Ayatollah Khomeini. He gave them their money. That's all. You gotta study this stuff and stop dealing off of what CNN and them tell you, man. Right. Trump is an Islamophobe, as well as half of these Americans. There's a lot of Americans that's Islamophobes that be quoting all this crazy shit. American Indians had fried turkey first, which are the American blacks, the same people, no difference. Salute, KD, and that's true. Trump is an idiot. I go for that, John. Similarly, he is an idiot. Seven Gator and KD smash that like y'all terrible. Did Trump and China sell out Iran and Taiwan? I'm about to say Iran. That shit might be. It might link the motherfuckers together. Is Chud a distraction? Y'all think that dude Chud the Builder is a distraction? Because all of a sudden he came out of nowhere. I mean, starting trouble with black people. Out of nowhere, this motherfucker taking pictures and calling niggers. He was worse than that dude. He's been hand me that there, boy. Remember that shit was going viral? That was just a test study. Like they say, if a motherfucker's gonna beat your ass, he'll start playing with you first, horse playing. Especially in prison, he'll horse play with you. That's why when the motherfucker play with you, get the fuck from around him because he'll see your weaknesses and see where to go at with you. So then when he's serious, he'll key in the same things he was playing with you with. He'll do the shit seriously because he know your weak points because you played with him. That's why I say, you know what I mean? I keep it. I don't play. KD, you feel like taking him to school. I see. Take him to school, man. It happens to me all the time, Steve. But now in Christ Jesus, yea, who sometimes were far off, are made nigh by the blood of Christ. See what I'm saying? Joseph, I just have a problem with all the blood and the body of Christ. And it sounds like vampirism to me, family. I have a problem with that when nobody has to tell me about the Ten Commandments to honor yourself and don't steal, don't lie, don't rob, and don't lust. And nobody has to tell you that if you a thorough nigga, that's just being thorough. If you understand it, this if pays your patience by the blood and all that, that's just an excuse to do what I say or you're going to hell type shit. Nah, dog, I don't need all that. I don't need Jesus involved in my God because or my gods. You know what I mean? How I get my salvation and you know what I mean? Because God is in you. You keep going to the church and they telling you all that trilogy shit, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, that's made up. Because if God don't get you, Jesus will, and if he don't get you, you know the Holy Ghost, he a ghost. You know what I mean? It's not funny, fam. It's not funny, fam. But I'm telling you, like, yeah, I get caught up in that commercialized Christianity. You're gonna get commercialized results. You go into commercial hell because you know you get caught up in that commercialized Christianity. You talk that shit and drop these Bible verses and stuff, and you know you're committing sin. So you know you're going to commercialized hell if it's real, right? Fire and brimstones. You know what I mean? All that shit you're doing. You know what I mean? I've heard indigenous American Indian, red legs, native Indian. You know the red legs are the fake ones. Seven Gator. Red legs were the $5 Indians who tied red bandanas around their leg and their arms and stuff to delineate themselves when they was going for the. It used to be like everybody would get a lottery number to race to get the land plots and stuff like they would have a day that they will have the giveaway where everybody go claim their land and the red legs with wear the bandanas around their legs so when they get there they tie you know what I mean stake their claim. That was the $5 Indians, the redlegs. Right. To be an Indian, you had to have black blood. But guess what? They never even cleared up what an Indian is because Indians are in India, fam. Like, come on, let's all be real. Like Indians are in India, but we all seem to forget that point. Like they're not even Indians in the first place. Not even by way of they say, well, no, they're not red dot their feather or they're West Indians, which is true. They, if you want to be technical, because Columbus, as they claim, thought he was in the Indies, he was in the West Indies, and a lot of slaves ain't none of them come from Africa. They came from the West Indies, Saint Kitts, Barbados, the Virgin Islands, Trinidad, Tobago, Belize, Honduras. They, you know, what I mean, they was interchangeable with the slaves on the East Coast. Smash that light. Yeah, well, Ohio always been know what I mean, a controversial, right? Hindustan and Bharat. Okay, okay, okay. And then they started calling it India. But you know, but no, but they still call Southeast Asia the Indies, the West Indies, because of the winds, the East Indies. That was all Suriname, all that shit. Not the West. The West Indies is on this side, but the East Indies, they still called it the East Indies. That's why when the Dutch went over there, they had the East Indies Trading Company because the whole area as a whole was called the East Indies, the Indian Ocean. So it was Hindustan and Bharat when it was under the Mughal Empire. The Mughal Empire had them. I mean, I wouldn't say Eurasia because it's Asia, no doubt. It's Asia. It's Southern Asia. Eurasia would be Kazakhstan and Western Europe, what they call Eastern Europe, Kazakhstan and all them stands. Right. Some guy was passionate about, yeah, he didn't want Europe to be a peninsula. And that's what it is. It's not a continent. Europe is a peninsula. Right, but they always been talking about us. Even if you look at a map, it always has some man of color with feathers and beads on, you know what I mean, and gold. I'm gonna tell y'all something. No matter what they tell you and they explain shit to you, they know the truth and they have it. They just haven't exposed it to the world. The same as with that's why you don't hear the word Stegosaurus, Brontosaurus, and uh Triceratops and all that shit no more. You don't see none of that shit no more. Guess why? They have found out that they weren't real. It was a rush by the German paleontologists and people that deal with the bones and shit, and the Americans during the beginning of last century. And a lot of these dinosaurs that in these museums was put together from different species and from sometimes different even parts of the world. They was in a rush to claim some shit. Sort of like the space race where they say maybe United States fudged they fucking landing. Yeah, huh? You don't hear about them shits no more. You hear a bunch of little raptor shit. Y'all didn't hear about the shit on National Geographic. A Chinese motherfucker sold somebody something that he put together with bird feathers and raptor. Like there's a new form of dinosaur, and this shit was on the National Geographics. And then they kind of found out dude had put it together, but these scientists that did all this study on it and spent all these billions of dollars to kind of find out it was a fake. And National Geographic had to fucking apologize. This happened in the last 20 years. Brachiosaurus were just actual water monsters back in the day, and they called it a dinosaur. Right. But you heard, most of the shit they don't even bring up no more because it wasn't real. No, it doesn't mean the dinosaurs are bones are fakes, but the way they're showing you how they were put together were fakes. They were creating long neck or putting wings on animals and attributing these with the teeth, and they were really for those. That's what I'm saying because they have found whole dinosaurs, or prehistoric animals in like Siberia and Antarctica, Siberia and China, places like that, Alaska. They don't found whole fucking men. They don't found humans, all different kind of species of humans embedded in ice and all kind of shit, man. No, it don't mean all dinosaur bones are fake, but the interpretation of them, you know what I mean? Y'all know, I'm telling you, German and American scientists fucked up a lot of shit in the science department, whether it's with the mental stuff like with Niche and Freud and all them crazy motherfuckers, and a couple of Dr. Seuss even with his mind-boggling ass. but but and with even with the paleontologists, that's the sciences have been fucked over because of the race to be the first one to discover it or acknowledge it. A lot of this stuff, man. I always made fun of dinosaur movies in grade school because I was like, they have no idea what it sounded like, and classmates ridiculed me. But that's true. Just like that's why when you watch a movie from World War II, why does all the fucking German officers have a British accent? I said, well, wouldn't they sound like heavy birds if they're in the related birds? Right, because they say dinosaurs are um reminiscent of chickens. and stuff. They would be ah. And shit, they might have had PhDs. They might have. Well, I say, hand me that branch over there, salamander. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, visual propaganda. Yep. They say they did, and they also have them on pottery together. People riding dinosaurs in South America. I would say they did, because see, a dragon is no less a romanticized dinosaur, you know, as well as a god or goddesses or god pantheon could be somebody's version of when they saw an alien, because it's just somebody with a higher technology, so they looked at them like they was God. You feel me? Yo, what's up, Zero Gravity? What's up with you? You been riding? What kind of bike you riding on these days, Zero Gravity? Yeah, Jurassic Park. Was it? It's still the shit though. Jurassic Park took the world by storm because it was about some wild ass dinosaurs, raptors, and shit. But it was super interesting. Yeah, a lot of our history is a lot is lies, and they sure have been on Earth for millions of years. I mean, just in our form. That's why they can't tell you the beginning. But just in the form we are in now, it hasn't been that long. No, I don't think they use dinosaurs to construct those. I think they use higher technology. See, we keep downplaying that maybe this is like the seventh time this Earth was created, and some of this shit got left behind or was so built so right that it couldn't be destroyed. Okay, still a Z 100, brother. I'm selling. How would I look at it? See the schematics of it, zero gravity. Would you send it? Gmail me the what you looking for, what you trying to get for it, and a few pictures of it. My Gmail is bmctheformula.com. I'm not a motorcycle rider myself, but you know what I mean. A deal is a deal. I might see some. I mean, according to scientists, humans have never walked. Of course, scientists are gonna tell you that because that would displace the fucking intertwine being why you got web hands and all the ancient fucking stories about the Dogon that the Dogon have about Omo and the people from the fish man and the Hopi with the ants and the tarantula people. You know, that dispels all of that. And it also it takes away from the Paleozoic and all that those eras that they claim. It'll knock everything that they teaches you down if they tell you that this had people human beings were there too. Yo, what's up, Maya Hanna? Where you been at? Mayana? Science and religion, yeah, go hand in hand. Because I'm telling you, sometimes what these people probably interpreted it as God probably was just like an alien or something, higher technology. You know what I mean? That's your God did that shit. No, that nigga just had a rocket pack on. Yeah, the same groups controlled science and religion, and more likely it was some rich motherfucker. So money controlled it all. Make America gag again, Zart Fest. That's what it is. You sound like Nicki Minaj. Gag. Mayana Kodesh, what's going on with you? But yeah, that serves the purpose. That's why they tell you dinosaurs was because there's a lot of talk of reptilians. Y'all remember the Land of the Lost had dinosaurs, and it also had human beings by way of Chaka. He was a little hairy motherfucker, and it also had two kind of reptilian beings. It had the brown ones and the green ones, the Sleestaks. Remember the green ones was representing the green light, which is positivity universal, and the brown ones was risking decay and death. They was mean. Remember, they didn't have that much language. They had a few of them that talked, but the green ones spoke perfect English. Y'all remember that show called The Land of the Lost? See, in these shows that they show you, they telling you a lot of history because they know that your mind is not equipped to fully grip it. But if they tell it to you in science fiction or by white or fairy tale or cartoon, you'll be able to you know what I mean, just like with the Autobots and all this shit with the Transformers and stuff. That's it was just telling you what was to come with the AI and the cars driving themselves and stuff. But your mind got to be ready for that shit. And why couldn't we have made the ancient technology or found out secrets of the universe? To me, they use it to discredit us and from knowing how great we've been before the government saying alien made it, whatever. But not aliens, but another technology, maybe another civilization. Because a lot of this stuff, you can see it like, come on, man, it's evident. Like those temples that are in India that started out from the same rock and it started from the top going down. How did the fuck? Yeah, the Slee Stacks. That was one of my favorite shows. Buck Rogers was one of my favorite shows. Yep, the Land of the Lost. Y'all remember Buck Rogers with uh was it Tweaky? AI. They just done it. Beady 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 beady. Was it Tweaky? Wilma and Buck used to get off on some shit. Science and religion, one man's science is the next man's religion. You are aware of that, right? They go hand in hand because for religion to um fully function, they have to use some form and fashion of science is always used, whether it's astronomy by way of the sun, like these priests to be like, when the sun go in the clouds, God is answering the question, or even some a trickery like having being able to speak into a receptacle and on the other end of it make it seem like your voice is booming and loud. Science has always been used to interact and to keep the control of religion, even with books. You know what I mean? Even with books, that was science. The art, how to, you know what I mean, even make the paper, to put the book together and to create the alphabet was science, and they used to control you in religion by way of, you know, science is your religion, Seven Gator. You a Scientologist. You say you wonder how many wars he'll start. He only need just one. Elvis' personal friends with the technical director from Buck Rogers. That's why Buck Rogers had on a fucking suit like Elvis used to be wearing. Yep, they control the narrative of the back it up. Yep. Or they'll just sweep it under the rug. Remember Ebonics in the 90s? They was trying to explain to y'all that black people speaking this language. What language? Like, what happened to Ebonics? They tried to sell y'all, you know what I mean? Letting you know that we native to this shit. Why would they selling Ebonics? They teach you how to Spanish, French, German. They had motherfuckers trying to buy Ebonics. Who is Kong Baldwin? Ain't never heard of that. In Scientology. No, Seven Gator is not a Scientologist. She said science was her religion. King Baldwin. King Baldwin the leper? That same is that was that King Baldwin the leper? And why do you respect him? Because you saw that movie or whatever that movie was? You know that shit was indoctrinated if you're going by that movie with King Baldwin was in it. What was the leper king name? Yeah, you saw that movie, huh? King Baldwin was a piece of shit, just like Netanyahu. He was the Netanyahu of his time, King Baldwin. They know they ain't have a win over there in what we call the Middle East, was no less Northern Africa. They were going over there in search of motherfucking riches. Scientology been stopped. They falling off, dude. They done took they trillions that they made off of them super rich actors and went on somewhere into something else. Yeah, and so that they can snatch up our motherfucking birthright. That fucking Ebonics. What the fuck? They teaching you how to talk that jab talk. Now everybody is yeah, son, and all that bullshit. Everybody. That shit crazy, man. Europeans and they moves. Smash that like y'all. Shut me out, man. Y'all start leaving some comments on some of these lives, and like I said before, get over there and hit the motherfucking notification bell. Hype it up. They got the hype up. You know, let's support the movement. We're gonna wrap this one up, y'all. We're gonna be back later on in the evening. Thanks to everybody that came through and showed their support. KD, Steve, Seven Gizada. We done found one of them gators, so we still looking for the other five. Um, King Fire. I just seen you stepped in the room. What's going on, King Fire? My bad, homie. I just seen you walked in. Zero Gravity. Everybody that came through. King Fire. Yeah, I ain't even see you in here, family. Steve, you know what I mean? Amaru, you know what I mean? All y'all, man, that came through. We'll be back soon, man. Peace.